for collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to all of your support, especially those of you that are Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Legacy Evolution, Voyager class, Twincast, and Autobot Rewind. And truthfully, I really only want to rewind in this. The resurrected body of Blaster doesn't really serve much purpose to me, as while I have seen a lot of the Japanese series like Headmasters and things like that, I never really got into it too much. I was always definitely more of a Blaster fan, and we already got that. And with him came Eject. So of course, the only way for Hasbro to give us Rewind would be to make us buy this, which, good job Hasbro, I did it. For the package, though, you can see the Transformers text along the side with the Generation logo. You got a real cool image of Twincast right there in his boombox mode. Of course, you got the plastic-free packaging, so you have that open section right there. You have a little QR code here that you can scan in case you guys want to get a little bit of a bio on Twincast. The side here, you have a pullback image as well as an up-close image of Twincast right there. The other side shows a really cool image with a whole bunch of other characters and definitely some teases at things that are coming out later on. Come around to the back, you can see that he transforms in 20 steps. Rewind transforms in 8, and it uses Evo Fusion, which it literally just, oh, hey, you can plug his gun into his back. Whatever. And I will say, I'm kind of disappointed that they decided to go with black, unless they, I don't know if I can see it in there, but according to the package, they went with black for his gun. It should be red, because that's the color it was in the Headmasters series, but for the packaging on Twincast, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Twincast opened up out of his packaging, and obviously in his boombox mode. And essentially, this is a 99.9% repaint of the Transformers Kingdom Blaster. If you have that figure, you know exactly what you're getting with this for the most part. The biggest difference, obviously, is the colors. And to illustrate that, here's Blaster. So literally, you can see that it is just a straight-up repaint, which it's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's essentially what Twincast was. In a battle with Soundwave, Blaster was actually killed, and then was brought back to life and named Twincast. So that's what you basically have here. So there really wasn't a need to do too terribly much. Now, they did, I said 99.9% repaint, because they did remold his face a little bit, and that's basically it. We'll see that here in a bit. But coloring-wise, you basically can see what's going on. Now, they do have this Evo Fusion thing, which is literally, you have all these holes that this had, and you can plug his gun in there and hide it. That's essentially it. Now, for me, the most important part of this release was the cassette that he comes with. As opposed to this guy who came with Eject, Twincast comes with Rewind, which is a black version of Eject. So, bringing these guys out. One thing that I don't know if I really necessarily knew, but the coloring here is done where you can kind of see that obviously he's a semi-translucent blue. That always kind of bugged me. I wish it was at least molded in blue coloring. I thought that this was going to be basically a black version with actually painted or molded in black pieces. But you can see that they did this where it's that kind of cloudy look as well. So you still have the general look of Eject and Rewind. It's just in this semi-transparent plastic, which I don't really like it all that much. I do prefer a more solid color for him. But it is cool to finally have both of these guys to go along with him. I am not going to really want to keep this figure. It is something that I'm probably going to end up selling for the most part. I doubt anybody's going to want to buy it because it's not going to come with Rewind, but got it because I wanted to get that guy, and then there might be somebody that's interested in this, so we'll see. The figure is still good, I just don't have any interest in the character of Twincast. Now, transformation is the exact same. I'll go ahead and go through it just to kind of illustrate some of that. Just pull this away, wiggle this, separate this, get that, get that. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really require a ton of instruction on transforming the guy. If you've already transformed him, you know exactly what is happening with him. So this is tricky. There we go. Tuck that in, fold that up. Ramyan. It's stiff though, for sure. So now you have that, and now you lift this, and you rotate that all the way around, like so. Oh, I had that the wrong way. There we go. Put that like that. These arms, hinge down, rotate. Hinge these arms down. There you go, rotate. Come on here to put the button flap down, that. Fold out his head. And there you have Twincast in his robot mode. Again, exact same thing in terms of the transformation on this guy. Transformation for this little dude is the exact same as well. Pull these down, pull that down, fold that up and out. His head does get a little bit tricky to kind of get it out there, but you can sort of do it. There we go. Pull that out. There you go. So now you have Twincast, you have Rewind, you have a giant hole kind of going through his chest. And look, you can have him use his Evo Fusion gun. I like doing it on this one. Put that there. There you go. Evo Fusion gun, which makes it sound like Evil Fusion. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. But then let's get these guys, and boom, here they are. And again, straight up recolors of these two, so you know what you're getting with them. But again, it's great to finally have Eject and Rewind. Those guys look really super cool. I'm dropping them all over the place. Love having them. The only thing that we're really missing would be Steeljaw and Ramhorn. You gotta believe that they're gonna come out with those at some point in time. But even if they don't, having these guys is really cool. But in terms of Blaster and Twincast, again, like I said, repaints. That's basically all it is. Except for that 0.01%. And that's because they actually did. Here, let me put on my little light here. That way we can come in and take a closer look. You can see that basically the difference is that Twincast has a bit of a smirk on his face. I don't know if it's going to focus. He's got a bit of a smirk, whereas Blaster doesn't. So I'm trying to see. It doesn't really look like the eyes have been redone. It's almost like 99% of that faceplate is the same. The only thing that's different is his smirk, which you can definitely see that, whereas his doesn't have a smirk. And I mean, okay, I can accept that. You got a slightly different thing. I almost kind of wish though that the original Blaster had a little bit of a smirk, because he was a little bit more fun, whereas Twincast seemed a little bit more serious for the most part. All in all, I'm happy with the figure. It's not a bad figure. I just don't have any real attachment with it, but the toy itself is really very good. Also, being able to get Rewind to go along with Eject is definitely a must-have, but I want to have them displayed with Blaster. Now, granted, Eject and Rewind were very much a part of the headmasters and everything, and they were kind of always running around and such. Come on, dude, stand for me. There we go. But Twincast, I just don't really have too much of an interest in. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a good figure. He still really is very, very cool. The colors all look really good. The blue is very, very nice. The yellow is very bright. I do like that small little touch about remolding the face, but you know, for the most part, you know what you're getting with this guy. So, there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Twincast and Rewind. If you'd like to add this guy to your collection, he will be available fairly soon at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, and even Entertainment Earth. For all of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description. Special note, if you use the link to go to Entertainment Earth, in addition to getting free shipping on any order that's over $39, you'll also save 10% off any in-stock item that you purchase. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. As always, I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching, and until next time, this has been Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen. ヘッドマスター